Gators and the Noles are in championship hunts for the respective conferences, and the Gators for the national championship, and the Dolphins and the Jags win an exciting football weekend in the best part of the season here on Game Face with our good friend, the sports addict, Gary Fineout. Gary, right to the college pigskin ranks. Let's start with the Seminoles winning an exciting game at home.
Without a doubt, Clemson comes in, but they take care of business. And the best thing is the Seminoles still in the hunt for the ACC title, where they could wind up playing Miami again.
And Bobby Bowden looked quite excited to get a birthday present of a victory on his 79th birthday.
Although he did look a little bit embarrassed when they started singing happy birthday to him. I think he was focused on the game and kind of got distracted when they started singing.
Well, see how you look when 80,000 people sing it to you, Gary. That's going to happen.
Well, I just hope I'm around
next birthday. How about the Gators, though? Sew up the SEC East Division. They're going to play Alabama for the SEC championship. What happens if they win?
What happens if they win? They go to the national title, I think, without a doubt. Now, here's the interesting thing is, I think that they are going to just stomp Alabama. In fact, I'm going to go on the record right now and say they've got a worse chance of losing to Florida State than they do Alabama. I think Alabama's overrated, and I think Florida's going to prove it in the championship game.
Well, the Gators surely have to win out and then beat Alabama. But this coming weekend, when they play the old ball coach coming back to the Swamp in Steve Spurrier, I'll bet you this. I'll bet you they don't put the pedal to the metal. I bet you they ease up and don't run up a score like they have on these other teams because of Spurrier's history with Florida.
Maybe so, but I also want to remind you that Tebow, I think, has now jumped back into the Heisman race, so there may be a little temptation to say, hey, Tim, you want to go out and score a handful of touchdowns, and maybe we can get back in the Heisman race.
But doesn't Urban Meyer become like the hottest college coach in the country if he can win a second national championship in just 3 years?
Absolutely. He becomes just an amazing, and of course maybe the pros will start coming after him, which I know the Gators fans don't want to hear that.
Well, we're going urban, and now let's go pro, with the Miami Dolphins winning an ugly but terrific third victory in a row.
Well, yeah, here they are. They're a game out of first place. And what's interesting
is a winning record for gosh sakes.
A winning record for gosh sakes. But what's great about this team is every week it's somebody different stepping up. Yesterday it was Ricky Williams. Before it was Chad Pennington. Every week somebody else is stepping forward and keeping them in the hunt for the title.
And Bill Parcells, the tuna, really has turned that organization around.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Different attitude, different team, just night and day from last year.
Jacksonville back on track with a victory they had to have.
A victory they had to have, and came after Jack Del Rio went into the locker room last week and apparently did a whole lot of chest thumping and even told them no more music in the locker room, yelled at a star player. I mean, he's trying to get their attention, which they desperately need. Now, I will say this. Beating Detroit is not necessarily going to define your season.
But it would have been humiliating to lose to a winless team 2 weeks in a row.
It would have been humiliating, but the big test for Jacksonville comes this weekend when they play the undefeated Titans.
If you want 2 tickets on the 50-yard line for the BCS championship game, go to flsportsfan.com and enter. How many times can you enter, Gary?
You can enter once a day, all the way up to the time that we award these tickets. So what are you waiting for? Especially you Gators fans, you know you're going to be in the title game.
All right, we thank our very good friend, the sports addict, Gary Fineout. We hope all your teams win, and we'll see you next time on Game Face.